Okay, just excited about getting the W on Saturday. Anytime you play in a sloppy game like that, as wet as it was, you're glad to get out of there with a win. So it was Murray State, fought to the bitter end. We knew they would, and we always said that you couldn't get up enough in the game. With our offense, they threw it around pretty good, and I think it was a tale of two halves. I mean, I thought we played, scored some points in the first half and just didn't get any on the board in the second half. I thought Zion Webb come in and played really well offensively in the first half, came and gave us a spark and, helped our run game out some and made some plays and got 2 touchdowns on the board. And then, the second half was a lot of rain. It was, I haven't played in it's 3 weeks in a row it's rain, but it's one of those deals where I haven't played in a wet one like that in a long time. It was soaking, and like I said, just glad to get out of there with a win. And every game I've watched since then, you look at the Murray and the Martin and Semo game, a ball's bouncing all over the field. So you just to hang on the ball, get a snap, get the ball handed off in a rain like that, you're fortunate. So. Like I said, I think our guys, for the most part, handled it pretty well. We did have some turnovers, and the weather did affect some of that stuff. So, like I said, got that one. We're in a playoff mode mentality-wise. We got to win, and backs against the wall, and we won. So you move on to this week and got to go on the road and play a very, very good Martin team. Having a great year, and I know they come up a little short on Saturday, but it was a really good football game between them and SEMO. And there's a fine line there. I think they turned it over late with a pick six, and had opportunities after that to come back and tie the ball game up twice, and didn't get the ball in the end zone, but had chances. So it's gonna be a great football game. They'll be ready to play. They always play us tough. We had to come from behind really late to beat them last year here, and we got to play solid ball, take care of the football, and just play a really good game on the road.
How is Zion?
I think he'll be back. I can't tell you till we get to practice today. I mean, it's nothing major. It's more of an Achilles and an ankle, so I think he'll be out by probably Wednesday. So hopefully he'll make it back in the lineup this week.
He seemed very in tune Saturday, even though he hasn't gotten to play much because of circumstance and the injuries you've mentioned. Could you talk about the job he did coming in and not looking like somebody who had any rust?
Well, I mean, it's what you expect from your backup quarterback. I mean, he was kind of taken out of the race, with an injury, during summer and fall camp deal. And, he's took his role in this football team very well. He's stayed prepared. He's been ready to play, and his number's called, he's ready, and that's what you expect a guy to be able to do. Now, I wish it had been where he could have played more, throughout the year, but I mean, I think he's adapted to what he can do, and made use of his legs, and even threw the ball well too. So, like I said, just hate he got hurt, and I wish he could have played some second half.
Daniel, I know as a team leader, Zion's someone you know well. Could you talk about what you saw from him Saturday?
I was just ready to play. Each week I think they both go in like they're both the starter, which is always good to have. And when you have a guy like Zion who knows his role and understands it, and his opportunity presents itself, he's just ready to go. Not holding back. He's just ready to play.
Coach, I know we've talked a good bit this year about how the 2 losses have affected you in the OVC race, but really there's a whole bunch of teams bunch at the front. You're only one out. Is that something that's on your mind at all?
Not at all. Our mind's on beating UT Martin, and our mind's got to be there. I think our guys do understand this thing. We do our job and we win like we're supposed to win this week and take it 1 week at a time. Then you never know where it's going to happen. It don't really matter. We'd have to have help to get in a tie and have a share of the conference championship. And really don't mean anything. It don't. Our guys understand our goal is to get in the playoffs and be the best we can be at the end of the year. So we got to beat Martin this week. And it's a do or die situation, and really outside of that, we're not in control of it. And we talked a lot last week about being, what we're in control of and what's sitting in our room and this building is all we're in control of. So we ain't in control of anything external. So we're really not worried about that. And we're preparing every day to be the best we can be and beat Martin this week. So We do understand that it could. You never know how that race is going to go. I think this shows a parity of the OVC. I mean, and that's been the same. Yeah, I think for the last 6 years. I mean, it's you got some teams that are capable of making the playoffs, and they're sitting here at 5-3 and one or two losses in the conference, and the right teams don't win down the stretch. You'll have somebody. What happened to Austin Peay? Week before last. When Tennessee State beats them. I mean, it's the bottom of the conference can still beat the top of the conference, and so you got to play ball every week to have a chance, and that's our job. We got to get better this week, and we got to come to play. And Martin presents you some problems. I mean, we played a heavy run team against SEMO, played great defense, shut them down, held them 6 yards rushing. Played a heavy pass team in a pouring, driving rainstorm, and played good red zone defense, and knew they were going to move the ball some, and we got some stops in the red zone. And Martin's are very balanced. They're very balanced offense, so we got to be able to do a good job stopping the run and playing good with the ball in the air. And then we got to score some points. The team you got to score some points on. So it's just a one game at a time mentality, really. But like I said, do understand that we still do have a shot.
Both the players, could you kind of talk a little bit about the approach this week and keeping in mind with what Coach Cross just said?
The defense, we got to go out and be a disciplined defense. They're a good team. Like, they can run the ball, they can throw the ball. So as a defense, we got to go out and just play physical and just get all 11 hats around the ball, and we should dominate.
I know for offense, it's just a laser focus. I feel as an offense, we feel like the past 2 weeks, it's been rainy, and so we really haven't been as explosive as we wanted to be. And defense has played really, really well. So I feel like once we come and play our game, and they're playing at a high level right now, we're very dangerous. So it's just focus. And like Coach said, all that matters is in this building. That's kind of the approach we take when we show up to practice is, hey, it doesn't really matter what everybody else is saying outside. Let's just focus on what we have to do to get the job done.
John, how's it feel? You guys have always been the hunted. Now you've become the hunters. How is that role different?
I really, I think a lot of teams kind of get into looking at that. I think we've done a pretty good job around here, not really worrying about that. I mean, we talked for years about the bullseye being on our back, which is still everybody plays their best game against us. There's no doubt. Everybody still wants to beat us, so it really don't affect how we play. This team is, just chasing, trying to play a complete game. I still feel like we've not done that. As Daniel just said, I feel like the offense, defense hadn't played well at the same time and played 4 quarters. And I think we'll be a dangerous team when we do that. It's hard to put your finger on exactly, what has to happen for us to do that. I mean, we're pushing. I promise you, we're pushing every button we can push and just trying to get better and better. And I do think we're playing more physical football and. We're still a little sporadic up front. We're playing better, up front, front 7 defensively. Offensively, we're still sputtering a little bit there with consistency. And, I think, if we solve, work some of those issues out and play more consistent, we're a dangerous team. We're a good team. But, how does it feel? Really, I think we go practice today. I don't think we go and, is the bullseye on the back or we the underdog, So I think, we just got to be ready to play good football because it's going to be it's going to be a physical game on Saturday, So they're a physical team, we're a physical team, and it ought to be a good one.
How do you play 18?
What now?
How do you play 18? UT Martin's quarterback.
Oh, okay, I got you. Good for a young player. He protects the ball pretty well. He's very accurate, smart with the football. The run game complements him really well. He's not a runner, but he can run it. And, he just, I think as well as they run the football, their offensive lineman's a veteran offensive line. So, they put it on their back a lot of times in the run game. So I think you got to stop the run, and then you got to make plays in there. And but he is a good player. And like I said, they pose some problems that the last 2 don't. They're very, very balanced. They're not one-dimensional, as far as a run and a pass team. So they're about 50-50. So it's he is a very good player though.
John, I know you've described Daniel as somebody who's reliable, consistent, and a good leader. Could you kind of expand on that, on kind of what you see from him being able to help your team in those regards?
Well, he's the same guy every day, and it don't matter if you're going through adversity or you're going through, good times or bad times. He's the same person. He's got the same smile on his face. He's got the same energy that he brings with him, and that's the reason he's going to be a successful person. It's kind of the way he does his job, and you never question that. It's utmost trust that our team has in him, who he is to the core, and that's kind of what you want. And like I said, he's just watch him grow up through the program, and it's been a blessing, to have him around and just watch him grow into, just what I call this, what you want a Gamecock to be. He's that guy every day.
When you recruited him, did you see that he could become that type of person?
Definitely did. He's charismatic. Just got a great personality. He recruited probably half his class, I'd say. After the recruit visit, he committed. So he's just a good people person. So a very likable guy, and he's very popular wherever he's at.
Jeremiah has come into some playing time more recently. Can you talk about his development?
Well, Jeremiah's done this fantastic job. Coming here as a walk-on, not on scholarship, and he's earned a scholarship, and just made a lot of plays for us. And it goes back to his consistency. He does a very good job of taking care of his business, and that's what we try to get guys or no maintenance guys. And Jeremiah's one of those guys. I mean, he just does his job in the classroom. He comes to work every day, whether you're in the weight room or on the practice field, and made some plays on Saturday. He's been a vital role defensively all year long, and he's just in the right place at the right time, and makes plays. But very, very deserving, and got a great story, like I said, just to come in and do as well as he's done.
Jeremiah, can you talk about that? What that fight is like, and what it was like for you to come in as a walk-on and then get to a point where you're a scholarship player?
It was a rough ride, I could say that, but I just kept God first and just kept my head down and just kept it moving, because I had to prove people wrong. Like, I had to show people I'm capable of doing. I am the athlete that people said, couldn't do nothing. So I had a lot on my back, and I just did it.
How was the older guys in your room helped you grow? Marlon, Draco, and that guy that
They taught me a lot, Traco, he's a guy that I look up to. He's my big brother, and Marlon as well. He taught me a lot. They showed me a lot where the game could just slow down. So when I get on the field, it's like everything moving in slow motion. I see a lot of stuff that I haven't seen before, like last year, my freshman year. So I appreciate them a lot. Oh man, it felt like a dream. It felt like I was playing Madden. When I seen the ball, it was moving in slow motion, and I just caught it, and I seen nothing but turf and two big old offensive linemen trying to tackle me. I said, ain't no way I'm finna let these big boys tackle me. So I cut back across the field and tripped up. Yeah, that's it. All I can say.
Coach, you never shied away from playing two quarterbacks. Would you say it's going to kind of be more situational moving forward on how you do that?
It will be situational. We'll see how Zion's ankle is this week and kind of what we'll do. And it's something we, kind of have liked to do in the past. And, I think Zion come in and played really good the other day. And we don't shy away from it. We're not hesitant on doing it, So situation arose, I think Saturday, and Zion had a really good week of practice. There's been some weeks where he struggled a little bit, and he had a really good week, so he was prepared and he was ready, and like I said, it worked out.
The running game's really improved a lot in the last few weeks, and it's going to be a big task this week. I don't think they've allowed over 100 yards rushing against them. I just see it on it.
Yeah, they're good defensively. They got the same guys they've been playing with 2-3 years, and they're good schematically, and they're good, get the ball, very physical defensively. So, and they play kind of a stack look, kind of a 3-5 defense, move around all over the place. So he poses you some problems there, and we'll have to get a hat on hat and play physical in the run game, but we got to be able to run the football. We got to create ways to run it. So, and we'll have to do that on Saturday. Oh, it was definitely, yeah. We got the ball down in the red zone a few times last year and didn't get points, so it's one of those games where we scored, really one offensive touchdown. We had a pick six in that game early, and we had it was one of those games where we had a good bit of yardage, but we didn't do a great job of, getting the ball in the end zone and the red zone. So I think it's one of the things is, move the ball on them, but you got to get the ball in the red zone. And I think they're pretty good when they get in the red zone too, defensively. And it makes it hard on you running the football. So we got to be able to create ways to move the ball and take care of the ball. I think turnovers will be big in the game, and kicking game will be big, and all those things.